Welcome for the first time. I'm Emily. Welcome to the channel. If you are seeing me, catching me for the first time, I did a little pre-shuffle here, an energy check-in before I hopped on, just to kind of get an overall theme for what this message was going to be on, because I really had no idea on that. Be willing to follow those soul nudges, the ones that light up your heart, that speak to you before you know how it's going to play out, before you know the logical plan. In fact, the less you know how it's going to play out, the more you will be rewarded when you follow those nudges, not knowing how it's going to look, releasing expectations and outcomes, right? The universe rewards spontaneity. A courageous heart is what I'm trying to say. And also on that, right, intuition. Intuition is following the nudges before it makes sense, and then afterwards you see how it plays out and you see why you were guided that way, right? Like, we don't get to know why before, but after. So yes, I love that. If you would like a personal reading, feel free to drop a message. If you would, I'm just going to cover a few housekeeping items, and then we will tap into the message that came through the pre-energy check-in. We will tap into the cards and get a further message. And if there's something specific you are wanting to know, a question you are wanting to be answered, if you are wanting to contribute your own energy, feel free to like the video, drop a comment below, a question if you feel so called. I would love to hear if something is resonating for you, if you needed to hear just this message, etc. Personal readings available. You could work with me one-on-one. If you would like access to the video series I created, it is Embody Your Empowered Empress Energy. One-time purchase, so you have forever access. It's 7 videos, about 90 minutes of FaceTime with me. There's also meditations, workouts, journal prompts, a PDF to track your progress and to celebrate yourself. But yes, let's see. Working with me one-on-one, the course. Oh, if you'd like to start your own wellness journey, let me know. And if you like these messages, would like to see more of me, and you are looking for a like-minded community, soul tribe to join, would love to have you join our Patreon community, our group mentorship. Yes, I do longer messages like this a couple times a week in there, but also there's affirmations, there's messages that come through, things I read on. There is practices and tools for releasing. It just kind of depends on what is coming through for me, what I am learning, going through in the moment. So trust the divine plan, express your joy, and bust out of your cocoon was the underlying energy for this message, and I thought that was just beautiful. Joy was a repeat message coming through this morning as I was preparing myself. I spend several hours in the morning reflecting, meditating, journaling, reading, all the things. And joy, and also gratitude. Gratitude was one of the first messages that came through when I was journaling. It turned into a post for our private soul tribe, our Patreon community, like I was speaking on. Again, there will be a link for that in the pinned comments below and also in the description box if you would like to join us. But yes, gratitude was like the first message that came through for me. And then right as I was finishing reading before I went to push play on my workout, literally the last word in the chapter here. See, can't make this up, friends, with gratitude. And I'm reading here The Only Thing That Matters, Conversations with Humanity series. This is the second book. And he's speaking on 98% of the population spends 98% of their time on things that don't matter. And that was also a message that came through out of my meditation this morning, is like, none of this matters, right? It's all trivial. None of this matters. We can't take any of this with us, and none of this physical things, right? None of this belongs to any of us, right? It's all an extension. It all belongs to the divine. This is just as much yours as it is mine. And on that, imagine yourself connected with an invisible thread, a silver thread. You are not only connected to everything that is manifested, everything that is physical in your life, but all of the unseen as well, and your soul path, right? So following our soul path is not mandatory. We do have that choice, because our mind and our body, right, can do what they want. But think of that silver thread, like you can never get too far from your soul path before that thread starts to, what's the word, taut? It gets kind of tight, right? And the further you stray from your soul path, the tighter that string becomes, the more you'll be likely to be redirected. But there is no getting off our path, for all paths lead to home. Okay. So bust out of our cocoon. Be willing to come out of the cave, to be weird, to let your freak flag fly, to express your joy. If people ask you, what are you happy about? Tell them it's because you've discovered that feeling good is the secret sauce. This is reclaiming our power here. 44. This card came through for me this morning, as well as another 44 card. I remember journaling about 44 must be significant. And 44 is also a power number. But yes, reclaiming our power, knowing that the joy, the abundance, we don't search for it externally because we're not going to find it there, right? It's we be it and then we have it. We come from this place of fulfillment, abundance. This is the golden age. Yes, pain and sadness are inevitable, right? We are never going to not experience those, even when we are in the higher vibration, the higher awareness. It's just that awareness, that level of consciousness. Yes, the painful or the sad thing might be happening, but we understand at a soul level what it's teaching us. And so the suffering is eliminated. Be here now. The suffering happens when we are caught up in our head with guilt over things that happened in the past, or future tripping. I like to call it thinking about the future. Both places we have no power and we can't make a change there. So bring yourself back to the present moment, whatever you need to do that in order to make your dreams real here again. Because this other book I'm reading here, Anatomy of the Spirit, and this morning I love this. She's going to be my new favorite author here. I think Carolyn Mist, but she was speaking on what strengthens the body, strengthens the spirit, and what diminishes, depletes the body, depletes the spirit. And so, yes, go move, go get your workout in. Again, I know I said this the other week, but people say, oh, if I had your energy, I would work out. No, you work out and then you have the energy. The energy didn't come first. This comes from pouring into me the healthy habits, the things I eat, the things I consume energetically, mentally, also the things I release, right? Holding on to things, emotions, things of the past, right? When we aren't being here now, when we're holding on to unforgiveness, resentment, blame, shame of the past, those weigh us down. And we are looking to be lighter, freer, right? On that, be willing to bust out of your cocoon, right? And be weird, let your freak flag fly. Know that there are those that are going to think you're crazy. Consider being called crazy a compliment, not a down. 747 I just saw, not putting you down. Even if they may be intended to mean it in a negative sense, know that you are just crazy enough to believe we are here to create this new world, right? Like, joy is how we are going to create the new. The old earth, the old that is dissolving, is going to be extra loud on the way out. So if you feel like things externally are more loud, the illusions are getting louder, this is true. But so too with there's more light coming in, right? So people's true colors, not just people, but all things, true colors will be shown, authenticity or lack thereof, right? And those that are fearful of change, fearful of the unknown, will continue to cling to the past harder, to blame, shame, right? Point the finger, but just remind yourself whenever you point a finger, whenever anyone points a finger, right? You have three pointing back at you. And the only place we ever have any control is over ourselves, right? Our own dominion in here. So set healthy boundaries. You can love another, you can have compassion for them, while also setting boundaries and protecting yourself, right? This reminds me of a message I just heard earlier today. This is what it means to have compassion and love for yourself too. We don't self-abandon. We don't put another before us. We know that we are just as worthy. Yeah, this and that are true, right? I can love you and I can love me. And if I need to distance myself in order to love you, in order to maintain my vibration, because I know the energy work, what I'm doing over here is the best thing for the planet here, then I can do that without any, again, resentment, blame, right? Like, we understand, again, from a higher level, a higher perspective, we understand what is happening, but it doesn't mean we can have compassion and also still protect ourselves. Let's tap into the shadow work deck here, since we've been speaking on the illusions and the shadows also being amplified. Don't let it throw you off. Allow each moment to give you the opportunity to decide who you want to be. Who do you want to express yourself as? What is the next highest expression of who you are? And how do you want to experience that in this moment? That's what we are here for, the experience and the expression of our divinity. And we have joy here following our inspiration on the bottom of the deck here. Spirits, like I said what I said. Express your joy no matter how neurotic you may seem here. The galactic mushroom, the divine matrix, because it's all connected. You feeling good over there, me feeling good over here. Our energy is beneficial to all, even if they are unaware of it. We know. A tidy house here. Yeah, clarity and organization. Go through and eliminate things off to-do list, things out of your library, pictures, whatever. Get rid of things that you no longer need to carry with you. Again, lighter, right? I feel like I'm getting louder too, so Spirit really wants this message to be heard. But yeah, change is coming here, and so time to get clarity and get organized for this change. Be teachable and repair the mind, body, and spirit, right? Because we can only give away what we have, right? Again, on that message of taking care of ourselves is the most selfless thing you can do. It's the most loving thing we can do for all. We are releasing the duality, right? Believing we are only mind and body. And in this next phase, in the golden age, we are moving from being a human, having a spiritual experience, to being a spirit, having a human experience. And that switch is everything. That's putting our soul in the driver's seat and our mind in the passenger seat. And this is the ancestral wisdom. We understand that our mind is there to serve us, not for us to be a servant to the mind, right? Like we are in charge. It doesn't mean, again, it doesn't mean you won't ever have pain or sadness again. It doesn't mean those negative thoughts won't creep up. It just means we are aware. We are the observer. We move beyond them. We act and create versus react. Let's get one more little energy story for us here, and then maybe we'll tap into the chakra deck and see if there is anything or what specific chakra we should work on. I'm just thinking out loud here. Wow, yeah. Door to spirit, the magician and the mirror, and adjacent possibilities. I love it. And this is like the magician and the mirror. This is that the internal and the external matching, the door to spirit. This is when we get aligned from within, right? As within, so without. You are a micro of the macro. To do the internal work is going to open up these opening adjacent. What does that even mean? Like alternate maybe, or on the side? I'm gonna have to Google that word. If you know what adjacent means, feel free to drop it below. I'm gonna read this as what I'm hearing. The message I'm getting is unlimited possibilities, potentiality, which reminds me this message was coming through just as I was pulling myself together here. Two things. Don't allow your own glass ceilings, right? Like don't cap your own potential. Don't allow your own form or ceiling to box you in. Rather, have your form or ceiling become your new ground. And don't limit yourself to believe there's only one path, one route, one person for you is to limit the ways you're blocking yourself off from all other potentialities, adjacent timelines, adjacent possibilities, right? Because, God, I need to go Google this word so I know if I'm using it right. But yeah, don't box yourself in, right? Like there are just as many options as there are people, unlimited. Like we live in an abundant universe, ever evolving, continuing to expand always. And so if you believe there's only one path for you, again, you're cutting yourself off. You are unwilling to look at anything else that may present itself to you. And again, your higher self with the capital S can see things your smaller self, your human self down here can't see. And so if something is lining up for you, showing up for you, trust that is the next best thing for you, and you will learn something from it. There will be a golden nugget there. Again, your higher self can see things. Your soul knows the whole plan, all of the knowledge, where our human self just uses the mind and pulls from past experiences. So woman holding a heart here, and fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, which is the heart chakra. So know that if you are connected, living from your heart, releasing the logical mind, and just following those nudges before they make sense, like this message started with, right? Full circle moment. I forgot what I was saying. Wow. Just know that Door to spirit. Oh, know that if you are following your heart, yeah, you can trust what comes to you and be open. You never know what lesson may come when you are open to whatever shows up for you. And know that the door that opens up, right, it might not even be that thing, but that thing might lead you, and in fact it will, to the next and the next. And so don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a thing by the exterior. We're all about the soul of a thing, the energy of a thing. What chakra should we work on here? Self-expression. Here, so we got throat chakra. I love that. Vocalization, individuality, inner voice, assertiveness. So I feel like a throat chakra meditation would be beneficial for you to help you to bust out of your cocoon here. Solar plexus chakra. So confidence, our self-will, right? Creations and the ability to speak them into existence here. I love that. And also, I'm just thinking out loud here. These are the two that are on either side of the heart. So yes, I love it, right? Because when we're living from our heart, we can create from that space and we also speak from that space. So it's all connected. One last thing, I meant to say this at the beginning of my message, but I just discovered the do not disturb button on my phone today, because you can't put it on airplane mode and go live, whatever. And so anyways, my daughter actually helped me figure it out, and she was like, my God, you're 40 years old and you still don't know how to use your phone. And I received the nudge that that was a message for someone, whether literal or metaphorical. Knowing where the do not disturb button is on our phone, within us, in our life. Again, whether you physically need to hit the do not disturb and just shut off the outside world to make yourself a priority, whether it's metaphorical, meaning you need to just release some energetic obligations, some worrying, some mind chatter. Just know that knowing where the do not disturb button is, that can be a metaphor or physical, in every situation. And with that, when that came through, it reminded me, just know how, always know your route back home, which is within, right? Like no matter where you go, know the road to home, and that is always peace. So I think that's a beautiful place to leave us. We have emotions on the bottom of the deck here. So just make sure, if you are going through it right now, if you are reviewing a lot of emotions you didn't even know were there, thank them, bless them, right? For we can't release, we can't heal through what we aren't willing to look at, what we don't know is there. And so congratulate yourself. It means you are ready to look at this thing, right? We will never be shown more than we can handle, and we will always be shown the things when we are ready. So yeah, congratulate yourself. It's a sign that you are up leveling. Until next time, if you are needing something, please reach out. And if something resonated for you, I would love to hear. Sending